Christine and I have a video today using Get Well by Roberto's Rascals. I had colored them a couple months ago for the packaging we use for the stamps, so the video won't show any coloring of them, but I did color them with Copic markers. And then I used a sentiment out of Amy R's set Happy Day, and it says Feel Better Soon. I also used the little pill out of my set Sticky Poo Candy Labels. So I start pulling my pieces together, and the blue gingham is from some digi paper that I created that I will have available on the website for you to download. And then I started making the little fishtail flags. I just kind of eyeballed it and cut the little end pieces best I could because at that minute I didn't have a die handy to do it for me, and I wanted different sizes on them. So in this video, I'm just kind of showing my thought process of how I get a card put together. I start pulling together papers. I start cutting out little things. What do I like? What am I into right now? What's popular in the industry? So I'm starting to assemble the card, which ways I like it. Before I started this card, I rummaged through some of my older stuff that I have on my shelves, and I found this background stamp that we produced years ago, and I happened to use it on another card that had paper that had dots just like this, so I wanted to use it again. And we're actually going to pull those plates out and we're going to start producing background stamps again because I just loved how the paper looked. The ink I used for the background stamp was Ladybug from Mementos. I also took the Ladybug ink pad and inked up the edges of the card. I decided the red wasn't dark enough, so I pulled out my Tim Holtz walnut stain ink pad and went around the card with that color also, and that made it pop just a little bit more. So then I started going back and layering on my card. Now the little pill paper where it's red and blue pills, that's also one that I created that'll be available. So now I'm starting to put together, seeing what I like, if I like it. I bring back my fishtails and start messing around with them. And I'll do this for a good 10 minutes. Sometimes I even get up and walk away. Do I like what it looks like? How does it look? Then I'm going to work on the sentiment for the card. And what I did is I inked up the little pill stamp with the Ladybug Memento ink, and I just stamped it on there. And it was just a little bit darker than the paper, so it turned out just right because it gave the sentiment that little background. So I'm just randomly stamping it on my card, and then I grabbed T0 of my Copic markers, and I just went around the edges of the pills to give them a little bit of a 3D look. And then I stamped my saying right in the middle of the paper, and I actually hand trimmed it out, which was a pain. It took me forever to get it just right. And then I had a little heart. I don't even know where the heart came from. It's just a little plastic heart that I found in my goodies that I thought looked good with this card because the saying is feel better soon. I then went ahead and inked up the edges of my sentiment. Now that I have all my pieces together for my card, I'm going to go in and start doing the finishing touches on it. I first ink up all the edges of the pieces with the Tim Holtz Walnut Stain ink. We just got in kit 7, 8, and 9, so now we have 1 through 9 of the Tim Holtz mini inks, and they're so cute, and I'm actually thinking about getting them because I think they'd be so much easier to store. And I'm wondering if the mini blending tool would be easier to use than the regular sized one. So I might have to do a video on that one. I then adhered all my pieces to my paper with my ATG gun. It's the pink one, of course, because I love pink. Now I'm just putting my fishtails on one more time to make sure that's where I want them, and then I'll go ahead and adhere the last pieces down here in just a minute. Okay, so then I had to move him a little bit. I wasn't sure if I wanted them down below the pieces of pattern paper or just above. So again, I used the ATG gun and I glued them down. I would have used the little pop dots, but unfortunately I didn't have any with me at the time. So I had to just have it all be glued straight down. And then I just used a little bit of mono multi-liquid glue to adhere the heart to the card. And that stuff is pretty strong, so I'm not worried about the heart coming off. And then I used some Kaisercraft pearls that I had. I have the worst time with pearls like this. I end up flinging them across the room every time I do it. And then I wanted my little fishtails give a little bit of a 3D effect, so I grabbed my tweezers and I just flicked the ends of them to curl them up a little bit. I found that on Simone's blog. She does that with her. She has the little tails flip up, and I thought that was so adorable. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching my video and can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.